Downplayed reports that President Jacob Zuma has convened an urgent cabinet meeting in Cape Town. Presidential spokesperson Dr. Bongani Nqulunga says the meeting is an ordinary session of cabinet committees. In a media briefing this morning, ANC Deputy Secretary General J.C. Duarte said the inability of the party to take a decision on President Zuma was creating problems on the ground. Duarte said the National Working Committee has not held a discussion on who will take over if a decision is taken to recall the president. Meanwhile, the ANC's National Working Committee has resolved to call for an urgent special NEC meeting tomorrow, a day before the State of the Nation address. This follows a meeting of the party's NWC with its top 6 officials discussing the future of President Jacob Zuma, which was held at Luthuli House last night. President Zuma is reported to have declined requests for him to step down. Opposition parties have meanwhile called for his removal before the State of the Nation address on Thursday. Well, earlier we spoke to our presidential correspondent Mzwandile Mbeje about that cabinet meeting.
I would assume around this time, given the meeting of the ANC yesterday, the NWC, after that meeting, they then issued a statement to say tomorrow they would have a special NEC meeting, and that meeting will obviously discuss the future of President Jacob Zuma. So there would naturally be anxiety, and everything that goes, everyone will look at it with suspicion. What I can confirm to you, Shante, is that President Zuma, together with his deputy, are chairing the cabinet committees. So it's not an urgent cabinet meeting, perhaps as reported, but what is happening is that they are meeting the cabinet committees. So this is ordinarily a regular session where they need to discuss a number of issues when perhaps there are specific issues around certain committees that need to be discussed. The president would call those committees and then chair them and then discuss what other issues needed to be done. Particularly, as you know, they are busy preparing for the State of the Nation address on Thursday. So as for perhaps an urgent cabinet meeting, as perhaps reported earlier, that's not true. We've confirmed that with the presidential spokesperson, who said the regular cabinet meeting is only scheduled for next Wednesday. So right now is the cabinet committees as they normally happen. Were it not for the current developments, I'm sure no one would have noticed that they are happening.
Now, given the heated debate around President Zuma's future ahead of SONA, do we know what is on the agenda?
You talking about on the agenda of the cabinet committees or the meeting that's going to be happening tomorrow?
The cabinet committee meeting.
The cabinet committees, as I said, they deal with a range of issues. There would be issues around free higher education. How are those things being dealt with? So they are able then to put meat into some of the specifics to say we have this program that needs to be done or that needs to be spoken about. So what are the details? How can we go around dealing with all those issues? As I said, these are regular cabinet committees. We did speak to Dr. Bongani Nqulunga, who is the presidential spokesperson, to find out if there is anything extraordinary, because they normally do happen, but given the climate that is currently prevailing, so was there anything perhaps beyond what would be a normal occurrence? So, and then he confirmed that no, it's just the ordinary work of government that is happening. So as far as they are concerned, the regular cabinet meeting is scheduled only to take place next week.
We also understand that the NEC will tomorrow discuss the president's future. Is he also expected to attend that meeting?
Shante, the meeting tomorrow of the NEC is a special meeting as called by the NWC. Remember, that comes from the meeting that they held, the top 6 held with President Zuma 2 days ago. And of course, flowing from that meeting, it was NWC, now is the NEC. And we know that this meeting is about primarily his future. As the former president of the ANC, he is an ex-officio member, so which means he has a right to attend all those NEC meetings. But I would assume in this instance, because it relates to him him as a person and his future, I don't think he will be attending that meeting, because ordinarily when the people are discussing your future, so the norm is that you recuse yourself. As much as he has a right to attend as an ex-official member, but because this is about him, I would assume he's not going to attend. But we have not been able to ascertain that. Perhaps as the day progresses, we'll be able to find out if he will go there and attend. But my gut feeling, rather my suspicion, is that given that this is about him, so it's he's not going to attend it.
Our presidential